Okay, so here I have presented for you the GSS research report and an introduction to this research report. Well, what is GSS? It is the General Social Survey, which is a database collection full of surveys that tracks societal changes in the United States, behavioral, demographic, and different dispositions on intriguing and different topics of discussion. The research poster that I have here for you will explain the multivariate and the bivariate relationships between the three variables in which we were assigned for this particular report. The three variables in my case are class, sex, and political views. A bivariate relationship, in any case, the independent variable must have a direct effect on the dependent variable, and the multivariate relationship must be the same thing. The independent variable affects the dependent variable, including a control variable for the two. So here, the independent variable was class, and the dependent variable was political views. The control variable for this research report was indeed sex, the gender of the respondents. Now, the methods used for retrieving all of the data for this report came from SPSS. We chose our variables from the GSS data file that we ran through SPSS with the corresponding code book of these variables, and we were able to produce outputs and get the frequencies along with the crosstabs for our variables in which we were running. Now, I hypothesized that more upper class respondents would associate themselves as conservatives, and I believed that more lower class individuals would identify themselves as liberalists. Now we can search some results that we got here. Let's see if I could just zoom in. Okay, so here we have our first crosstab, which is the bivariate relationship between respondents, their class, and their political views. Now, as you can see, figure 2 here, figure 1 is showing us that those who are of higher class associates do indeed associate themselves with the Conservative Party. Most middle class or moderate ranked individuals have indifferent political views, which isn't surprising. And middle class were actually equally associated with liberals at 36.5%. Now, I can try and zoom in here so that you guys can see the crosstabs, but my computer will not allow me. So, we will just continue. Figure 2 shows the multivariate relationship where the variables being put into the variables in SPSS were run, sex, class, and political views. Now, figure 2 tells us that 34.5% of high-class females think of themselves as conservatives, and 42.1% of males. 26.5% of low-class males are moderate in their political views, and 35.6% low-income women consider themselves to be liberal. Now, we can see that my hypothesis was indeed correct. This could be due to the fact that class does have an effect on a person's political views. Those of low income are more needy. They look for government assistance. They look for welfare programs and things to empower them and their communities. Now, conservatives, which tend to be of the more richer class, the principles that they rely on are kind of self-orientated and self-driven, self-determination, that type of thing. Everyone is in charge everyone is in charge of their own fate. That is why that's what my conclusions were from this particular research report. The reference came from the General Social Surveys, the GSS, and the GSS database. Now,